Alright you guys, we are back with another video. So it's looking like Paramount is not going away easy. This WBD sale bidding war is getting insane. Larry Ellison has personally guaranteed $40.4 billion. Let's talk about it. Welcome, my name's Zach. Come on in, grab a seat. We're talking WBD sale, you guys. And if this is your first time to the Super Reel, we're glad to have you, and smash that subscribe button. So let's take a look at what happened last week to get better context about what's going on today. So this was posted by CNN last week. Warner Bros. Discovery is officially rejecting Paramount's buyout offer, calling it illusory, and arguing that the existing plan to sell most of the media company to Netflix is a better deal for the shareholders. The hostile bid provides inadequate value and imposes numerous significant risks and costs on WBD. The decision ultimately rests with those shareholders, some of whom have already said it'll reject the company's advice and tender their shares to Paramount for $30 per share. The fundamental concern raised by WBD is whether Paramount is good for the money, so to speak. The Paramount offer is financed in large part by the royal families of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Paramount has said it has airtight financing, and any suggestion otherwise is absurd. Yeah, you guys, I heard Saudi Arabia was going in with Paramount on their bid, but I also heard it was only for like $24 billion, and their whole bid is worth $108.4 billion, so I don't think it's like significant backing from Saudi Arabia. We see here, as for Paramount's $30 per share offer for the entire company versus Netflix's $27.75 per share for Warner Bros. And HBO, it really wasn't a hard choice, asserting that the planned breakup of WBD into two pieces is a crucial step. He also suggested that Paramount is undervaluing the Discovery Global piece, which will include CNN. And this is all said by the Warner Bros. Discovery Board Chair, Sam DePisa? I don't know how you say that. So yeah, Paramount is valuing WBD at $30 per share for the entire company, whereas Netflix is valuing it at $27.70 per share, but that's just for HBO Max, and that's just for the Warner Bros. Studio. And that is a more lucrative offer potentially to Warner Brothers, because they plan on packaging all their cable networks into one whole company and selling that company out. And they think the combination of both the Netflix offer and selling the separate company itself of just the CNN, the TNTs, and what have you is more valuable than the $30 per share for the entire company. Paramount has said that the Ellison family is fully backstopping the bid. Wednesday's letter from WBD refutes that. It does not and never has. But that was all last week, you guys, and just yesterday we got breaking news from Larry Ellison. Netflix's WBD deal faces growing doubt. Netflix's chances of closing a deal with Warner Bros. Discovery appears to be slipping as rival bids and new financial guarantees from Paramount Skydance shake up the race. According to Polymarket, a decentralized prediction market where users bet on real-world outcomes, the odds of Netflix completing a deal for Warner Bros. Discovery has fallen sharply. The market now puts Netflix's chances at 61%, down from 80% just days ago, signaling gross skepticism among traders that a deal gets done. Likewise, on the Call Sheet app, the odds of Netflix successfully taking over Warner Bros. Are only at 53%, while Paramount's odds have risen to 44%. The shift comes as competing offers gain momentum and questions surface about valuation and deal structure. Larry Ellison has agreed to provide an irrevocable personal guarantee of $40.4 billion of the equity financing for the offer and any damages claims against Paramount. Yeah, that personal guarantee of $40.4 billion definitely quells some money concerns that WBD may have. I also heard that Larry Ellison has opened up the family trust so people can see how much they're really worth, and it's upwards of $230 billion. If you're trying to go band for band with Larry Ellison, he's the third richest man in the world. He's gonna be hard to beat. According to the New York Post business reporter Charles Gasparino, insiders believe Warner Bros. Discovery may still view Netflix's offer as superior despite the Ellison guarantee. Gasparino reports that Netflix's cash stock proposal includes additional value tied to the equity stub from a capital asset spinout, which would include CNN and Discovery as a new publicly traded company. It's reported that WBD is valuing that equity stub at around $4 per share, pushing the effective value of the Netflix deal close to $32 per share. The Ellison Group reportedly argues that valuation is inflated, claiming anything above $2 per share is unrealistic, even as they signal a willingness to raise their bid by up to 10% to cover any Netflix breakup fee. And so yeah, you see it right there. Basically, WBD is like, Paramount, you're gonna have to come up to like $32, $33 a share, because the way they're valuing what they think the cable assets are worth, like the CNN and the TNTs, the way they're valuing that is at $4 per share if they can sell that as its own company, but Paramount is more at like $2 per share. But if they come up in their overall evaluation of the company and present an offer around like $32, $33, $34 a share, I really do think Paramount could get this deal done. Gasparino also notes there are limits to how far Netflix is willing to go, especially given its recent stock performance. In here you see the Netflix stocks over the last 6 months, and the stock is going way down, you guys. Yeah, you guys, Netflix definitely has a cash limit, and if I'm not mistaken, they've already taken out some bank bank loans to get this far. I'm just saying, if it becomes a numbers game, I really do think Paramount could potentially win this. If the Ellison-backed bid climbs into the mid $30 range, sources for Gasparano inside WBD say the company would be duty-bound to seriously consider shifting course. With multiple offers in play and market confidence wavering, the outcome of the WBD deal is becoming far less certain. Yeah, you guys, I really would not be upset if Paramount won the WBD sale, only because I do believe in the theatrical releases and physical media, and with Netflix owning WBD, I really feel like that is the precursor to the death of theaters. I enjoy going to the movies. You guys enjoy going to the movies. We need to keep movies in theaters. I also like Paramount's vision for movies and their visions for their TV shows. I think Paramount does a good job, and I don't think Paramount would ruin any of the major IPs that they get. In fact, I think they would only make them better. I mean, yes, it is concerning if Paramount gets CNN because of the whole like monopoly on news and everything is just leaning like right wing, but other than that, I'm okay for what this means for theaters. I do think a lot of people are kind of over some of the more like woke stuff that's been going on in Hollywood. It's not really making money, you guys, and I really do think Paramount would kind of change that a little bit if they got their hands on some of these IPs and just make good quality content. I don't know, I think it may have been Black Snape that was the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I know a lot of people are concerned with like propaganda and that, you know, just because they lean Republican, it's somehow going to seep into their movies, but you guys, I don't think they became Republican yesterday. I don't think they became Republican last week. They've always had this political viewpoint, this political identification, but yet you still love the Sonic movies. All those things were great. Top Gun Maverick was great. None of this stuff is bad. You know, I don't know if they'll go this far, but I've said this before, the old Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies probably couldn't even get made today in 2025. Could you imagine if Paramount came out with those Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies today? Everyone would be saying, this is exactly what we're talking about, this propaganda. It's no black people or minorities anywhere. And there would kind of be a point to that. You know, the only black guy is the guy working for J. Jonah Jameson. There's no strong female lead. Mary Jane Watson's not a strong female lead at all in that movie. She's not even a co-lead. I would almost argue that James Franco is the co-lead in those Spider-Man movies. You know, Aunt May's praying before she goes to bed, like all that. I don't even think Paramount would go that far, but you guys love those movies in the 2000s. They bring Tobey Maguire back today and it makes $1 billion because everyone loved those movies. I think you'll just get more stuff closer to like Top Gun Maverick if they got their hands on some of these IPs like DC. And I think with Harry Potter, they would probably stick to how it is in the books. I don't think they'd give you Black Snape if Paramount got them. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you want Netflix to get WBD? Do you want Paramount to get WBD? What do you guys think about all this? I think WBD is gonna reject Paramount's offer until they come up to like $32, $33 a share. And I think Paramount will do that, and I think Paramount's gonna get WBD. I know Netflix is posting stuff, making it look like they have it all in the bag, but nothing is certain, you guys. No deal has been made officially. Paramount has set a tentative deadline to respond by January 21st, but they could always push that date back. But these are very interesting times to be alive, you guys. Be on the lookout for many more videos. My next video is gonna be my Welcome to Dairy review. Click here to binge more of my content. And as always, thank you for inviting me into your home, and thank you for joining me in mine. I'll see you guys in the next video.